day today, you need to sit back, relax, because I'm going to tell you a nice little story. There is a fish farm down in Florida called Florida Exotic Fish Sales. Now, this is one of the premier African cichlid breeders on the planet. Not just in this country, but they are one of the pioneers of bringing African cichlids to this country. They're one of the first to import them. They're one of the first to start mass breeding them, and they have a 10-acre farm down in Homestead, Florida. This is a company that deals direct with the retailers, not with the consumer, so don't start trying to flood their email with a bunch of questions. Yes, there's your answer. That is who we buy our fish from. But we're going to talk more about them in another video. But here we go. Florida Exotic Fish Sales down in Homestead, Florida needed to develop a food to feed on their farm. They need their fish to grow fast. They need their fish to show color. They need them to be happy, healthy, and very active. And so they developed over decades the perfect formula. And they started manufacturing that food exclusively for their farm. What happened? You start getting their fish sent out to the fish retailers like us, and the fish retailers call them up and say, "Good Lord, what are you feeding your fish? Whatever you're feeding them, that's what we want." So, Florida Exotic started manufacturing their food in a little bit bigger scale so that they could provide bulk foods to their retailers, so that they could continue to feed their fish the same food that they were raised on. What happens next? The snowball continues to roll, and the consumer starts to demand, where is this food coming from? Whatever you're feeding your fish, that's what I want. So what happens? The owners down there at Florida Exotic Fish Sales decided it was time. It was time to start manufacturing this food in a big way, and that is when Xtreme Fish Foods was born. Now, you've heard us talk about this food in a couple of different videos, and I told you in the last video I did that this is a food that I wholeheartedly believe in, and I absolutely do. This video would be way too long if I told you all of the stories that I've experienced with Florida Exotic Fish Sales. But and Xtreme Fish Foods, I'm sorry. Here's the bottom line. Our Mbuna aisle used to look like a ghost town, and now they're active. They're like this. They're all over the place, and it is because of this food. It is because of where they came from. I'm absolutely convinced of that because I've bought Mbunas from a lot of different places, and none of them have compared to the ones that have come from Florida Exotic Fish Sales that have been raised on this food. So now, if you want me to talk about the food, you just heard me talk about it. I'm not going to go any further. Why? I'm not going to sit here like a nerd and read all of the... It's got this krill and it's got this protein. No. Why does it matter? I don't care about all that. That's my philosophy, okay? I'm a keep it simple guy. If it works, use it. If it's not working, don't use it. Move on to something else. This stuff absolutely works. They should do an infomercial because it's one of those things where it's too good to be true how well this food works. Now, one of the stories that I'm going to tell you, and it's a story that I can repeat over and over and over again because it's happened more than once. We had a customer who is a frequent customer here in the store. His name's Glenn Harbaugh, if you don't believe me. He came in and he said, "John, I've had it. All my fish will eat is flakes, and it's destroying the tank. I put a handful of flakes in there every day. They tear them up. They get clogged up in the filter. It's terrible. I can't get them to eat any other pellets." So what I did, I gave him a little sample pack, and I should have grabbed one of those to show you. I gave him a little sample pack of Xtreme. I said, "Take this home, give it a try. You'll be back." I'm not kidding you when I tell you he came back and bought a 5-pound jug of Xtreme because immediately when he put it in the tank, the fish went bananas, they all ate it, and he's absolutely thrilled with it. He hasn't gone through that first jug yet, but when he does, he's going to come back and he's going to get another one because he's convinced, just like I am and just like you should be. Now, if you've ordered from us online, you have been sent a little sample pack of Xtreme. Most likely it's the Pee-wee, which is this, which is a very small pellet. It's a 1.5 millimeter pellet, and it's what they use most at the farm because they're very small. And so fry all the way up to maybe 3 inches in size can eat this size food. And then they do make also Big Fella, which is a much larger pellet. It's actually considered to be a 3 millimeter stick, not a pellet. It's because they look like little teeny tiny tubes. But anyway, That's the 2 sizes that they have for Africans, and they actually do well for other cichlids as well. We feed Xtreme, don't laugh, to everything in the store, except for things like guppies and barbs and things like that. You know, our community fish, we give those tropical flakes, but even betas go bananas for this food, for the cichlid peewee. You beta people are going to go nuts when you hear me say that, but it's true. Now, Xtreme doesn't only manufacture these 2. I'm not going to do a whole long commercial for them, but there's a whole bunch of different foods that they offer. But as far as what we carry the big fella and the peewee cichlid formulas. They are available on the website. If you want to order them direct, or if you want to include them with your order, you absolutely won't be sorry. I'll still throw a little sample pack in there because it's just kind of routine. But you can expect to get a sample pack in every order, but why not just throw a can on here? It's comparable in price to anything else out there. It's not one of these superfoods that costs, you know, $29.99 for a can this size. No, it's $15.99 for that size. That is the same amount. That's actually more than your standard pouch of Hikari, and it costs less. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you might as well do it. I promise you, you will absolutely see a difference in your food, in your fish. And bottom line is this: if your fish eat it and they're happy and they're healthy, who cares what's in the food? I really don't waste time with all that. It works. So I've never even read the ingredients. So there you go. Xtreme Aquatic Foods. Check out their website. It's down below. Florida Exotic Fish Sales. They are the ones that created this food. They are geniuses down there. Can't say enough about them. I'm going to be doing a video talking about them later. I still got to get with the owner to make sure I'm not going to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do that. These guys are legends in the industry, so I don't want to mess that up. So definitely check out xtremeaquaticfoods.com. I think that's the address, but I'll put it down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Get better soon, Mike. We're thinking about you.
Hey, this is Jordan with KG Tropicals. Thanks for watching Tank Talk. We hope that this episode has helped you learn that fish keeping doesn't have to be complicated. Keep it simple and have fun. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.